han creado los hombres en la faz de la tierra. Por amor, hay quien haya querido regalarle una estrella. Por amor, fue una vez al Calvario con una cruz a cuesta.
Welcome, mi gente, to another episode of Latino Rudio. I'm your boy, Johnny Boricua Prince Dones. And the guy on with the controls that you can't see, but you can always hear him, is my boy, Charles La Loma. What's going on, Charlie?
Hey, man, what's going on?
Nothing much, bro. How you dealing with this? Well, it wasn't too hot the last couple of days, but it's starting to get hot now.
No, it was nice today.
Today was decent. This morning it was nice. I came out the house this morning, come to the studio, it was like... Yeah, if I had hair, I'd be standing up.
We took a moment to go to the mist park over there with the mist.
Oh, nice. That's always nice.
Relaxed
I don't like
for a little bit and then came to the studio.
I get tired of going to the park lately. It's like I'm an old man now. I'll be like the old man sitting in the park and he'll fall asleep and then people start throwing things at him. You know how that goes. Let's see. What did I do this weekend? Oh, I went bike riding on Sunday.
Oh wow!
I did 30 miles. Up the South County Trail over there by Van Cortlandt Park. Goes up, 15 down. My brother and his friends did, I think they did 40 or 50 miles. Uno de las dos. But I just said, you know what, I'm going to go up. Because they're faster than me. They're athletes. I'm just a bike rider. So I said, I'll go up, do my 15, come back if I feel good. You know, waited for them to come back. And I felt good. This time my legs were stinging because I was pushing it good. So I got a good workout on the bike this weekend. That's about it.
Talking about bikes, being an athlete, since 1962, no one have ever swam around the whole Hudson. You know,
right?
That's a long. Imagine it's 2 hours on the boat, 2 to 3 hours on the city line. This lady just did it.
It wasn't a lady. It was a teenager.
It was a what?
It was a teenager.
A teenager?
A teenage girl did it. A teenager.
I heard female, so I'm thinking female swimming. It had to be a late. You know, I was thinking.
Oh, she was a teenager, bro.
Oh wow.
She was a teenager, and it's from tip to tip. Manhattan is 13 miles up and down. So she did basically a whole marathon because she did it 13 up, 13 down, and she had to go around. So I'm thinking she did a good almost 20. What is it? 27, 28 miles maybe, and that's a lot, bro. Not me. I get huffy and puffy. I do half a lap in the regular pool. Whew. That's some serious stuff because what it does, it really, really works you out. Rosa, ¿cómo está? Yes. Thank you for coming in. That's my Manhattan connection over there. And you got to be a serious athlete to do swimming because that works out all of your muscles. And that even works out muscles that you thought waved bye-bye to you a long time ago.
Not only that, when she finished, I hope they take her blood and find out why she didn't get sick in the Hudson.
You ain't lying. Well, years ago they did that, but now it's a little cleaner. But as you get towards the harbor, it does get a little toxic because you got a lot of boats, a lot of movement. You get gasoline. People throw things overboard and stuff. You know,
and
people in jet skis. She use the bathroom.
She actually did that.
She did it, bro, and that's crazy. I saw it. I didn't get to see the whole thing, and I didn't get to see the whole piece, but I saw it in passing on the news. Yeah, that's still an accomplishment.
I seen it on the LDM news.
That's a
major.
We
have cheap plug. If you go to the LDM network and click on news, it updates.
There you go, people. LDM network.
So I seen it there, and I'm like,
the news.
What? But it said female. So I guess I was biased because I was thinking female to swim that whole thing. It has to be an adult.
An adult athlete. Yeah, this girl was just, I think she was under 17.
Oh wow! Kudos to her, man. She did a good job.
You can look it up if you have a minute there. Look it up
that's what I'm doing.
But she was young. She was a young child, a young girl, very young, from what I understand. And that's a serious accomplishment, man. And then you have sometimes it's choppy. You get a rip current because it's flowing from upstate, flowing down. Sometimes it flows up. You got high tide, low tide, so it can get a little dangerous, especially if you're going down by the harbor, by the New York Harbor. A lot of traffic there, in and out. You got the ferries. You got people with jet skis and regular boats and all kinds of other stuff. So, kudos to you, girl. Very happy for you. Very happy for you. So, what shall we? You ain't lying. I used to be able to swim a lap underwater. Now, get me one of those scuba diving kits. Then I could do it. What should we talk about? Well, let's talk a little bit about this heat. This heat is extreme, and we're getting a lot of storms. You see up in upstate New York, they're getting a lot of serious storms. They got huge hail, microbursts in Brooklyn, which is not. You can't. People say, "Oh, that's due to climate change." It has that has nothing to do with climate change. That's just a regular phenomenon. You get that's just like when the those winds in the airport that push the planes down. You can get that in any storm. This is a rush of air, wind that comes down in one certain section, and that's in Bensonhurst in one area, 60 to 70 mile an hour winds. Tore up a lot of things you have, and then they don't upkeep the trees over there because you see the trees that were knocked down, a lot of them were hollowed out, and thank God nobody got hurt, or at least not seriously, but a lot of damage, a lot of property damage, cars got hit, a couple of houses and stuff, and the weather's getting extreme, and the sad thing is a lot of people are denying it, and no one's really wanting to do anything about it because spending a lot of money, they don't see it now, but we're trying to do it for the unborn, basically, to keep our future alive, our kids' future, their kids' future, and stuff like that. But we're not going to be able to stop climate change, but we can slow it down because a lot of it is human doing also. Burning of the fossil fuels and not caring about the ozone layer. People, for some reason, that's like being a pansy or whatever. No, we gotta protect what we have. We were given this earth by whoever you believe did it, whether it was evolution, whether it was God or whoever. We're here. Let's protect what we have. Because it's getting hotter and hotter here. Weather's becoming extreme. Look at Texas. Texas, I think in the Dallas or Houston area, or no matter of fact in Phoenix, 25, 30 days of over 100 degrees, 105 degrees straight temperature. That's a record. We keep breaking records, and then you got down in Florida. What's going on in Florida? Florida, if you guys have ever been in a hot tub, you know how hot it is. That was the Florida water this past Monday. For several hours, it was over 100 degrees. The water temperature. It was hotter in the water than it was a straight temperature outside. And it's one of the buoys in Manatee Bay or somewhere in Manatee something in Florida recorded 101 point something degrees in the water. They're checking it to make sure for accuracy. But if it checks out, that's going to be a world record for the hottest water anywhere in the world at any given time. And that was like that for several hours. And then you have now friends of mine, they were sending me texts that they got severe thunderstorm warnings, severe flooding warnings, the heat, a lot of people passing out, they're getting sick. It's and the thing is, a lot of this could be helped, but especially Florida is not doing their part. Because you have the heat wave days. Okay, now in the year 2000, you had about a good 25 heat wave days in Florida. By the time, let's see, I have it here, 2050, it's going to jump from about 25 heat wave degree days to 130. And 2050 is not far off. A little over 20-some years. And Florida has taken limited action to prepare for future changes in the heat risk. They're not doing anything. You got to protect your waters. You got to protect this. You got to protect that. And they're not doing anything. And then you have.
But how are they going to do that?
Well, you gotta the fossil fuels. That's what's really doing it. A big percentage of it is human. Is human doing. A lot of it is a Nino effect because that's the weather phenomenon that we have and everything. But you have the scientists have been telling this for years and how to do it and stuff, and not taking them seriously. And then you have the inland flooding. It's projected to more than double by 2050.
See, that's scary. That's scary right
Florida, this is inland now, whereas basically zero flood zone almost, like in Kissimmee where my dad lives. The last hurricane they went through, they didn't get any flooding. A little bit. It overflowed the pool. That's about it. They didn't get in the house, thank God. And they got a rating of a D minus. Florida's not doing anything. And you got wildfires. They got a B plus. They're helping out with that. But you got 5.3 million people in Florida living in wildland urban areas. And they're giving Florida one of the largest populations at risk of wildfires. And it's happening. You can see it. Every once in a while it'll pop up. And the thing is, all you need for it to be dry and a lightning strike. Or some idiot throwing a cigarette out of a car. That's all it takes. Look at what's happening in Canada.
But a lot of times they're saying it's the bottles that they're leaving.
The what?
The bottles that they're leaving in the forests and all that. People got to remember the bottle and the sun makes a magnifying glass. Have you ever took a magnifying glass?
You're not lying.
Back in the days and try to burn the ants?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out where you were going with that, but it's true, yeah.
And that's why they were saying
Bro,
that.
we used to
watch those bottles that you're leaving there.
We used to like the firecrackers with the bottles.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have matches. We were lighting with that.
That sun, that's all you need.
Yeah.
Reflect right through the bottle.
In the coast, in the next 20 years, Florida's gonna lose a lot of coastline. They got an F in trying to prevent flooding from the coastline. They have the highest coastal threat in the nation by a wide margin, and by 2050, 4.8 million people will face this risk in Florida. Because now, one, man-made. How are you going to put a 25-story hotel basically on the sand? You throw a cup of water out the window and it gets flooded. I don't get it. People want to live like that, and then they cry and moan that they lost everything they had.
It's
stupid.
for the view.
People giving it away.
They need the view. That's why.
They need the view. I can listen. You know where I can get a good view? I'll go on YouTube videos and check out the view. I can check out any view from anywhere in the world I want, and I can say, yeah, I was there. And matter of fact, I'll go to the beach, hang out there for a little while, and go back home. I won't live at the beach. I won't buy a vacation home at the beach. No, I'll rent it. Let somebody else there. Let that be someone else's headache. You know what I'm saying? And it's getting ridiculous. The water, I've been saying this for the longest, especially Tampa. Tampa's building so much. I say in the next 25 years, half of Tampa is going to be underwater. And then you have all this dryness, all this heat, especially in the water. And what is that the fuel for? Hurricanes. Once all this Saharan dust settles and everything, because right now that's what's protecting storms forming off the Florida coast. The Saharan dust, because it's dry. That is not good. That's not conducive for storms. So that's shearing them apart. But once those things is gone and that heat stays there, bro, I don't even want to think about it. Anyway, let's move on. What are we going to talk about? What we were talking about earlier?
Yeah, what else you got?
About what you told me earlier about the Latinos.
Oh, the non-supportive.
Yeah, not getting supporting each other basically, because my Mr. La Loma was telling me earlier, because you have these movements. What if you want to call them movements? I don't know, but that's basically the popular saying these days, like Black Lives Matter, this stuff and everything. Whenever something happens to a black person, boom, they come out in droves. Whether you think it's the right thing or not, but they come out. They come out and support. You get a Latino shot in the street, they go, oh, mira, se murió Wichi. All right, let's take up some money and bury him, and ya está. Nobody's coming out and protesting. And if they do, it's a few people. We have to look out for our own, especially in the mentoring area of it, because we have a lot of smart Latinos and Latinas that are in school. They're professionals and stuff, and they're not getting the Latina mentorship from fellow Latinos and Latinas that are in the business. They're getting mentored by non-Latinos, which is good because you're getting mentorship, but you want your own people because you want to feel what they went through, how they came up, and the struggles, because it makes yours all the more worth it. You know what I'm saying? Because this wasn't given to me. I fought for this. I scraped and scratched and crawled and ran and walked, and I got where I'm at. So now you want to pass that on to other people in your culture and stuff like that, but it's not happening, and that's a major issue. It's a major issue, and we just need to do better, people. We need to do better because we see that all the time. You have a lot of Latino businesses here, a lot. You have them doing what is it called? One-stop shop services. They do office stuff for you. They'll do this and that. What's it called? Those businesses. A lot of Dominicans are bringing up, are putting them up. They do paperwork for you. They'll do immigration for you. They'll do money transfers. Oh man, there's a lot of them popping up, which is good. I like that in them because they have drive, they have vision. But we got to mentor each other. We can't just go into something and then forget where we came from and just keep moving up and not look back and see maybe this one might need a hand. We'll pull them up and stuff, and then, they'll come and say, "Oh, I've tried to help people, but they bite the hand that feeds you and everything." Yeah, but that doesn't mean you have to give up the fight. Nope. Don't give up the struggle, because if you go through 10 people and you were able to help one or two, makes the whole thing worthwhile. In my opinion, as long as you can help some, you're not gonna help them all, but maybe you get them to think.
Yeah, not only that, when you get to help someone, that one person can help probably someone else. You never know.
Absolutely, absolutely, because it'll trickle down. It's just like the saying is, all right, let's say, let's go help this guy. Oh, no, let somebody else do it. That person say, let somebody else do it, and so on and so forth. So then when you come to see, nobody did anything. You got to go out there and you got to take a chance, because remember, someone took a chance on you to put you, not to put you, to help you and guide you to where you're at now. Because fine, yeah, some people did it on their own with no help from nobody. Because if I did it, anybody can do it. That's not the right attitude, because not everybody's the same. Some people need a help. Some people need a little push, not a handout, a hand up. Two different things.
Yeah, Latinos have been moving up without a movement, but
exactly.
You can imagine with a movement.
Ooh, forget about it. We explode.
Because we Latinos took over the movies. We have a Latina that's one of the top paying series person, female, which is Haida. What's her name?
Salma Hayek.
She's one of the top paying things. She has her own
Latinas,
company.
yeah.
She has her own company. She does so many stuff, and she has a real thick accent.
Yes, a real deep accent, which is very impressive, because back then, if you had an accent, you weren't going anywhere.
Well, that's what she was saying. She said it's a miracle, but she said I kept knocking on doors and looking for, meaning that she had to push. There was no one really there to push her.
Exactly.
So you could imagine that the Latinos get together. We took over, what was it, in the 90s? There was going to be a lot of Latinos.
Yeah.
Zorro was popular coming out. And,
exactly.
And these are type of things that Latinos wasn't being pushed, because there wasn't really no Latinos in the TV.
No, if they were in the indentured servant roles, like the cleaning lady. They didn't have any stand-up roles.
The mechanic, you know what I mean? Like,
they didn't have any starring roles. Only some right. Certain ones had a good starring role, and people say, "Oh, look, he got this, he got that, he got." No.
But at least now they're doing like cartoons. I guess they realizing, Latinos need help, but they're not asking for it.
Exactly.
But imagine if no one asks, they demand. So imagine if you do that, because right now we have 2 cartoons that I see my son watching.
Okay.
And they help you learn Spanish.
That's interesting.
Which is the
I like that.
He's in the audience now. I mean, in the studio. Which is the one, Dora? No, not Dora the Explorer. She's old. That she's got kicked to the side.
She's on a pension right now.
Yeah. What's the other 2 cartoons that they speak Spanish on PBS? You remember? I'm gonna look for it. There's 2 of them that now they speaking Spanish. Yeah. PBS now are having cartoons from different. They have a Filipino cartoon. They English, but they'll say a couple words and the culture.
Right. And we're a huge culture.
And I know, Raiden, the one that I'd be bothering you, I'd be like, Raiden from the Bronx, but it's supposed to be someone else. She rides the 6 train and everything.
Oh, really?
It's from the Bronx. Elma's Way.
Elma's Way. Okay.
Elma's Way.
Interesting. I gotta look that up.
And there was another one too that he was watching, and she was like, I gotta go call Abuelita, and I was like, what cartoon you watching? And I was like, they were speaking Spanglish, you know.
Nice. But that's what we do. Speak Spanglish.
Yeah, but it's to teach the culture. They were talking about pastelillos. They were talking about the dancing and stuff like that, you know. And then they were showing Huds Point. They were showing all these places where the Latinos are at. So I was like, wow.
See, that I would get into. See, I didn't know this. See, I live a sheltered life.
I would have not known unless my son was watching.
Yeah, see, my son doesn't. My kids don't even watch TV. They're on YouTube all the time or talking to their friends, playing. My son plays his PlayStation and with his cousins, and they playing basketball or shoot 'em up games and stuff. So, you know, as long as they don't get in trouble, that's the way I look at it. They don't watch TV. Once in a while, they'll watch a movie. De vez en cuando, but they don't watch. But
Oh Noel.
Oh Noel.
Is that it, Raiden? That's the one you watch, right? Raiden, is this it, right?
And also you have
They got Oh Noel. Noah, I'm sorry. Oh Noah.
Oh Noah.
And the one that he just said.
Okay. Elma's
Way.
Elma's Way.
So check that out, and that's on PBS.
Definitely, I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, PBS. You know, not to shoot them out because they don't pay us, but they've been doing something what Channel 13 didn't do, and Channel 13, you know, 13
but isn't
was
13
a kids.
PBS?
Well, I'm talking
PBS
about like
the network.
right,
13 is the
PBS, right. Channel 13 had all the little kids stuff.
Yeah.
But PBS said, you know what? Let me take it to another.
Level.
Let me show you their culture. Let me show you how their heritage by making episodes, and that's what they've been doing.
Because you know what it is, America just sees one Latin race, Mexican.
Yeah,
they're the closest country to the U.S. basically. But
and I like it because she's on the 6 train, even on the song. I traveled the 6 train.
I gotta look at that. That when I worked as a conductor, that was my favorite line to work on.
Yeah.
But getting back to the Latinos not being out there and not asking or demanding for help, it goes back to that Latino pride.
Yeah.
We're not used to asking for things. We do it ourselves. But sometimes there's nothing wrong with asking. Not even asking. Demand it because you've earned your right.
See, but that's why we were saying
you go get yours.
You said the key word. We do it ourselves.
Yeah.
But then when ourselves is up there to give a hand, we're not giving the hand.
We don't.
That's what I'm speaking
like
about.
This, they pull us up, but then we don't go like this to pull somebody else
up. Yep.
That's the bad thing about it. See, it's funny how Latinos will stick together in certain things. A party, somebody getting beat up in the neighborhood, we come out like cucarachas. Boom. But when it comes to something where it's gonna uplift us, I don't see it much. If it's out there and it's being done, please tell me because we're not seeing it. You know, it should be out there in the mainstream. Push it. Don't say, oh, well, we tried and these guys keep knocking us down. No. Remember, every time you get knocked down, you get back up and be stronger.
Yeah.
If you give up the fight, then you're dead. Then you're dead. It's just like in a relationship. The day you say, okay, I'm settled now. That's when the problems start. Everything is a work in progress. Everything, even your job, your everyday life, a relationship maybe, a friendship, or lo que sea. You have to keep working at it because if not, it's going to go stale. Because you have to keep outdoing yourself. It's just like an artist, a recording artist. How does a recording artist stay on top? By outdoing the previous album, outdoing the song, staying consistent, keep bringing out music. Once in a while, take a hiatus, but don't take a 10, 15-year hiatus. Not everybody could do that.
Yeah.
You know, you got to remain consistent. In other words, keep your name out there. You know how Will Smith said, keep my wife's name out your mouth? No. Yep. I want you to keep my name in your mouth.
Yep. Keep the Latinos.
Exactly. Keep talking about us, whether it's good or bad. I'll take any criticism because we could build on it.
Yeah. What I think it is like Latinos are like cigarettes. You don't really need to advertise it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But at the same time, you still need, if you're up there, like let's say I worked in the mailroom. Now all of a sudden I'm like vice president of the company.
Exactly.
Bring someone up.
Yep.
They don't do that.
Because you start off in the mailroom, you got to work your way up. But
now, I'm not saying bring someone up that can't even do the work.
No.
That's different.
No.
If they can do the work and you know
right.
they have potential, help them up.
Right. If you see somebody, even if they don't know the work, but you see that they're interested and they're always trying to do something,
Teach
Those
them.
are the guys that I'm bringing under my wing.
Yeah.
'Cause that's gonna be the next one. You know, but we don't see that.
Not the cabeza duro. You know,
no,
not those.
no. Cabezon is gonna stay. He's gonna be the supervisor in the mailroom.
Yeah, but
you know,
and then now, especially now with everything that's going on with the days and the he's, companies are not hiring them.
No.
If you put on your application they or he, they're not gonna hire you.
No, they'll risk the lawsuit.
Yep. No, they're not even just gonna hire you because there's really no lawsuit if they say, nah, I took someone else. They don't have to
That's
give
true.
a reason.
You're right.
They don't have to give a reason
You're right.
for why they didn't hire you. But it's being said that they not, and a lot of companies said they not because you're going to be a headache for them. Meaning that now I gotta walk on pins and needles,
Yep.
and I gotta watch what I say.
It's true.
We're not gonna live. So the same thing with Spanish person. If I see that, if I bring you up, you're gonna make me look bad. I'm not gonna help you.
No.
But if you're gonna make me look good, and let's say if a white or black or whoever will make me look good, I'm gonna first go with the Puerto Rican because I'm gonna try to raise them
Right.
up. Same thing
Now,
with,
if you-
with the blacks and the whites, they do. You know, they raise them up.
If you're equal, you know, you both have the same talent or close to it or whatever. I'm sorry. I'm gonna pick.
I'm gonna go with my
Pick
race.
mine first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pick it just like everybody else. I have no problem with it. I don't even have problem with nepotism. You can hire your son and make him a vice president, but
As long as
make
he know
sure
how
he
to
can
do
do
his
the
job.
work. If he can do the work, I got no problem with it.
Yeah.
None whatsoever. Because I can make it. I can make it on my own. A little help from here and there and stuff like that. But listen, I gotta understand. You own this company. You trust your son. You raised this kid, and he knows the work. I got no problem with you putting him in there.
That's
None
what I said.
whatsoever.
If he knocks down your company, that's on you.
Exactly.
That's your
Then
fault.
that's where you messed up. See, now, if I got a kid and I own a company and he wants to be the vice president, but he's as dumb as a bag of rocks, guess what? He ain't working for me.
He be in the mailroom.
Exactly. If he's lucky. I'll put him in the cafeteria.
There you go.
You know, I listen. If you can do the work, I don't care if you're freaking purple and got a freaking stick hanging out the side of your neck or whatever. Look like Frankenstein. I don't care. If you can do the work, I'm gonna bring you in. If you can't do the work, I don't care what anybody says. Oh, well, this is racism. No, it's not racism. It's dumbism.
Yep.
If the guy's dumb as a bag of rocks, no. I built this multi-million-dollar empire. You know, and I'm not gonna have somebody bring it down. Nope.
They always say, well, you should keep it in the family. That's exactly why I want to keep my business up because the money is for my family.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Now,
saying?
I would love to have everybody in the family working for me.
Mm-hmm.
I would love it. Of course, you don't want to look too obvious. You got to hire a couple other people because, you know, you got to have some people that are, if this person can do the work also, I'm going to give that person a chance. Because and then now you're getting too nepotism to the extreme. You know, I'm not going to hire my entire family even though they all qualified. What I would do is I would branch off and put family members in it. But also you gotta have other people. You gotta give people a chance. If you're willing to do the work, I bring you in. I have no problem with it. I don't care. I don't care who you are.
Out of all the Latinos, the Mexicans are the ones that help each other more.
You know why? Because see, it's like going back with the migrants in Florida. The big difference between these people working in the fields and stuff, oh, this is slavery to them and all this stuff. No, it's not. These people come here to work. They mean business. They come in here to work to make money to take care of what they left behind.
Yep.
They come and risk their lives. I was reading a story about this Venezuelan brother, two brothers and a sister, and I think somebody else. They walked from Venezuela to the United States. They came here to work to take care of the people they left behind. Make all the money they can, send it back there where they can live decently, and then they go back to their country. But remember, they're doing the work that nobody else wants to. Because look at it's happening in Florida. I have a friend of mine that I want to bring on the show, the TikTok friend of mine. She lives in Florida, and she does a lot of TikTok lives and stuff where she can give a better perspective. I would like to bring her down for a couple of minutes remote, of course, because she lives in Florida, to give us the insight, because I was talking to her yesterday, and she was saying that they haven't felt the full effect yet, but they're starting to feel it, especially in Orlando and the outskirts. You got a lot of the buildings that are being built, and they're not being built anymore because there's no one there. Wood is rotting because it's out in the extremes, the extreme heat and the rain and stuff, and nothing's covered, and it's going downhill. So she said we're gonna start feeling it with the fall harvest, because there are a lot of people that come from New York down to Florida, do the fall harvest for like about a month, 2 months, and then come back to New York. That's not gonna happen this year. I saw that in an interview on the news from Florida.
But there it goes again. Latinos helping other people and
Exactly.
not helping their own. Puerto Rico is going through the worst, but you won't see them trying to get stuff. The only time I seen people got together was the big storm.
Yes.
And the only reason is because they put it in the media. If it was not in the media, but you heard of the big storm, would have you donated? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nobody would have probably got together to donate and stuff.
I think it also comes down to this was for survival.
Right.
During the storm. Now, and in Puerto Rico, because I've spoken to a couple of friends of mine that are there. They're doing the protests. I've seen videos. They sent me videos and stuff. I've seen that they're doing the protests and everything, but they're getting handcuffed for the fact that the moment they come out, aquí está la policía. They're blocking them. Now they're doing their job. They're following orders. They gotta do what they gotta do, and they don't want to get violent because they're afraid that people are gonna die. And I don't think anybody wants to die. You know, I don't think anybody wants to die for the cause anymore, basically. You know, and it's sad that this stuff happens, but I don't, they're not. There's so much corruption in Puerto Rico that the politicians are not helping out their own people. Put it that way. They're bringing. It's funny how they want the rich money, but the rich people are not paying taxes. So what kind of money you think you're getting? When they buy these these properties from these people that owned it, they're not paying you taxes. They're not paying you anything. So I don't. If there is a way that the government's making money unless they're getting kickbacks, I don't see it.
I see kickbacks.
It has to be.
Has to be kickbacks.
It has to be because you're not making. There's no tax money coming in. There's no economic growth going on in Puerto Rico with these people moving in because they're not paying taxes. So I'm sorry. If there is another way, please tell me because I don't know it.
Because even if they're not, well, maybe they're paying sales tax, but not property tax.
Well, they're paying sales tax on what they buy.
And so I'm
maybe
guessing
$1,000 they'll spend in a couple of weeks and stuff, and half the stuff is going to get imported because they'll buy it on Amazon.
Yeah. Because I was thinking, like, maybe they let them because the tourists come in, they spend the money, they're getting that tax.
Yeah, but I mean, if you charge these people that are coming in maybe 5% tax, that's a big help for the community it's in. If I'm a billionaire, now people with money, what they want to do? Make more money. I'll put up a shopping mall. I'll put up a supermarket.
Yep.
I'll put up whatever. And go ahead, hire all the Puerto Ricans you want, as long as you don't mess up my stuff, but make me money. And you can make some money. But it's not happening.
Yeah, why they didn't do like they did here at one time?
They don't think like we do.
Well, over here they still do it too. If you live in the area and you want to buy a house, they'll give you like maybe $2,000, $3,000 for your down payment. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? There's programs that do that because they want people that are here to stay here. You know what I mean? So they should do something like that in Puerto Rico. Hey, you want to open up a business? All right, how much you got? 10? All right, we'll give you another 3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But that's just like when you're buying a home. They have first-time home buyers. They give you credits. A lot of them will pay the closing costs. Mm-hmm. A lot of time they'll help you with the down payment because that's what kills us. We have the money to pay the mortgage. We just don't have the money to get in.
Yep.
We don't have the 20%, even though you don't have to. But the less amount you put in, the more your mortgage is going to be. It's got to get offset somewhere. So
yeah, that's a trap too because
it is.
The bank be like, oh, you have to get a down payment for me to lend you the money.
But it's not even true.
No, you don't.
You don't have to.
It's called lend me the money. If I would have had the money, I won't need you.
Exactly.
But the bank's supposed to automatically.
You can get a house with zero down.
Yep.
I know people who have. You're just going to pay more of that in mortgage because if let's say you want to buy a house that's let's say $300,000, you put $40,000 down. That's $40,000 less in mortgage throughout the life of the mortgage that you're going to pay.
Yeah, that's the only thing that is good for.
But now, if you don't have the money, you don't put it down, your mortgage is going to be more. If you're able to swing it, do it. Do it. But I would have to go with a lesser because if I go to Florida, I'm getting me a manufactured home. I don't care. Those brand new ones, they can hold a hurricane, a Category 3 hurricane. But guess what? I'm not going to be the pendejo to just ride it out. Hurricane's coming. gas up the car. We're going north. I'm going to hang out north. And we go, what happens when you come back and you don't see a house? We rebuild. If I come back and the house is still there, I take off the boards, we'll clean up and keep moving.
Yep.
If there's no house that want to come back, I start over again. Nothing material is worth losing a life for. Punto. Plain and simple. I don't care what anybody says. It is not worth it. Oh, but I'm going to be living on the streets, but you're alive, stupid.
Yep.
There's help for you. I have a friend of mine. Lost everything in the last hurricane in Fort Myers, when it hit Fort Myers. I saw videos. All you saw was a frame of the house. No roof, nada. Everything was destroyed, damaged, and everything. Christmas of that year, that person moved in with the 3 kids, the 3 sons, into a nicer house. You know?
Hey.
If you were religious, what you lost here, God provides later. He helps out those who help each other. That's the way I look at it. If you're religious.
Because we need to go back to it takes a village.
Yes, exactly. It takes a village to raise a child.
We need to go right back
Matter
to
of fact, I was watching, I love Good Times. So I watch it every morning, starting at 10 o'clock, at 9 o'clock till 11 on a Wii channel. And there was an episode, where one of the friends was pregnant and she was going to give the baby for adoption. And the mother was saying, no, we'll help out. And everything. And it says it takes a village to raise a child. Mm-hmm. And that's where it comes from. Back then, when I lived in the projects, everybody looked out for each other's kid. They don't care if you were black, green, purple, orange, blue. They didn't care. Polka dots. They didn't care.
Even the building.
Yeah.
I don't know if people remember. I used to go to parties, and I used to see them collecting money, and I never knew what it was. Until I became older, they told me those were rent parties. Yeah. For people that couldn't pay their rent.
Exactly.
They had rent parties.
They've had that on several episodes of Good Times También. You can learn a lot from those old sitcoms if you really look at the message. Instead of for the entertainment value. When we were kids, we looked at it for entertainment value. But now as I'm older, and you see things that are happening, and you look at it, you go, man, you know what? These people predicted this stuff. Or this is the way it should have been. This is the way it was back then, but we just didn't realize it because we were young. But like I said, like you hit it right in the head. It takes a village. It takes a village. Nobody wants to look out. And also because of the laws. I'm sorry for cutting you off. Also the laws. Now that you can't discipline my kid or anything. Now if I grew up and I'm raising my kids, your kids are there and everything, and I see your kid get out of line and I straighten him out. Not touching him or anything, but speaking to him like I would speak to my child, because that shows you that I'm loving your kid as I love mine. Mother, come on, what you doing yelling at my kid and stuff? So people would just say, you know what? Let your kid do whatever he wants. Now, you're outside, the kid gets into something, gets hurt, or worse, they go, oh, how come you couldn't help my kid? I say, lady, make up your mind.
I know, right?
Which one is it? Make up your mind. Because if my kids are out there, and my neighbor sees them getting out of line, you got permission to straighten him out. Not bust his ass, because, you can kick your ass. But straighten him out or tell him, listen, bro, you know you're not supposed to be doing this. And you know you live right next door to me. That's all I got to say. If you want to keep doing it, then I'm going to deal with you later. But 9 times out of 10, my kids are going to, even though I was blessed with great kids. But you have to, we got to look out for each other, people. We have to look out for each other, man. Love thy neighbor, man. If you're religious or you claim to be religious, it's in the book. Love thy neighbor as you would love yourself. Mm-hmm. Take care of your people. I'm nice to everybody. Even when you flip me off, I'll turn it back on you as a conductor. You're running late or whatever. Oh, freak transit, freak you and everything. I said, bro, thank you. I hope you have yourself a wonderful day. I hope I made your ride just a little bit more bearable during this delays and stuff. And you know what? That person's going to walk away and goes, yo, I just dissed this dude and he wished me a nice day. Now you just messed up his day. All day long, he's going to think about that because you couldn't faze me. I'm not going to let it happen.
Yeah, they need to either figure out how to go back to that and stuff like that. But there's, like you said,
it's not gonna happen, man.
There's some kids that are doing bad, and you'll be like, well, look at the parents. You know what I mean? So you're not gonna even help those kids. But like, if you see a kid that you know their parents is always working, never had a problem, and now their kids are down the block, you're gonna be like, you know, your parents will not allow you to do this. Let's go off the block. But the other ones, they be like, you know, your parents are not gonna allow you to sell 2 bags only.
You're right. How come you didn't bring no money here? But now, going back to what you just said. Now, if you're going down the block and you know these kids' parents are working and stuff, and you go down there and say, listen, you know you're not supposed to be doing this. Come on, let's go home.
Right.
Oh, freak you. Who do you think you are? You know what I'm going to do? I gave you a chance.
Yep.
Now I'm walking away. Whatever happens, I tried. You get your ass whooped. Don't come to me later. How come you didn't save me? No, I tried.
Yep. And
you didn't want it.
I'll tell their parents, listen.
I looked out for your kid, and your kid flipped me off, and I just walked home. I'm not going to get embarrassed again. But you know what? If tomorrow I see your kid out there again, I'm still going to do it again. He flipped me off, I'm going to come home. I'm not going to stop because one day he's either going to get it beat into him or he's going to see it from what I'm saying and go home and save himself from that beatdown.
Or they have a good parent that will say, the next time you see Johnny and he tells you to go home, you best to go home.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So you probably
Don't
had
pay
that
attention.
one good parent.
Yeah. See, I would do that. Because everybody knows if my kids get out, you see my kids out there and they get out online, you have permission to scold them if you have to. Not to yell at them and embarrass them in the street and stuff, but tell them, listen, you know better than this. You know, come on, let's do better. You've been raised right. You're making your dad and your mom look bad.
Mm-hmm.
Throw it back on them. Let them feel the guilt. Because if you come out to them, like if they talk to you calle and you come out to them calle, sometimes it works. A lot of times it doesn't. But you come out to them and tell them to listen, bro, you know your parents, you representing your parents out here. Don't make your parents look bad. They looked out for you and they're looking out for you. Bro.
Oh, big time.
Go home. You're not gonna feel stupid. Let that jerk get busted. Because you remember, if you're with him and you know you didn't do anything, but he does something, you're getting caught up in it. You're guilty by association.
Yep.
And you're gonna and hopefully you don't find it out the hard way. That's the way it is. You know, people gotta understand what's going on, and it's not fun. We gotta take care of each other, man. We gotta do better, man. Because it's sad
as Latinos to get together.
Yeah.
You know, and
spread the word. Things. You know, and if you see somebody down and out or whatever having trouble, you don't have to say, "Oh, I gotta give him a couple of dollars." No, one word that you say could be all the difference to this person. Don't just look at this person because remember, by the grace of God, goes I. Because tomorrow you could be in that situation. Mm-hmm. You know, I help out. I have this homeless guy that on 86th Street. I take my daughter to work every day. I see him most times. Sometimes he's not there. I throw him a couple of dollars. I know he doesn't do drugs. Esto lo de él. You know, he likes drinking. But I give him most times I give him like $5 or $6. He'll get himself a little botellita, but I see him, he's at the food cart getting a coffee and a roll.
Oh, yeah.
I said, tú tienes que comer primero, because if I don't see you eating, I'll never give you another dime. And I'll give him a cigarette. I'll give him 2 cigarettes, sometimes 3. If I have a couple in the pack, I'll give him the rest of the pack. But he's very respectful. He looks out for my daughter. When my daughter used to go to work by herself when I was in Florida, he'll wait for her to come out of the train. He won't even walk with her. He'll say hello to her and everything and just make sure when she gets to the store, they open the door, then he'll walk away. He'll keep walking up the block, even though he won't be able to protect her or anything, but he got a set of eyes. He said, bro, I'll take a beat down for your daughter. You know, and the guy and the guy's cool people, and it's just that, you know, his family's not looking out for him. You know, his sister wants him to go to Puerto Rico, but nobody wants him there, only his sister. And his sister has no say in the house. You know, and I told him, I said, listen, bro, if I had somewhere to put you in Puerto Rico, bro, yo te mando mañana. I'll take you to the airport myself. First, we'll get you a bath because you don't stink up the joint. But I would take you, and I would take you to Puerto Rico, and I will make sure you're all right because I'll make sure you get the help. Si tú quieres beber, también. All right, take your little nip here and there, but you better be doing good because that house better be spotless. You better clean this house so clean that I can lick the floor and not get my tongue dirty. Mm-hmm. Then I'll give you your money to drink if you want to. But you got to help me to help you. You know, if you can't teach your old dog new tricks, all right, I'm just going to let me wean you on it. You know, I'll give you something here, a little there. But he knows he doesn't drink everything that he gets. If he gets $10, he'll spend $5 and a little botellita and spend $5 to eat. Or coffee or whatever, you know. So
yeah, I remember.
Reynaldo, all right, you came in.
I remember about a year or two ago, I seen this lady on that free food line. Myself was like looking at her like, you know, damn real, you don't need the food, and she's standing on this line. I was like, this is some bull. I was already judgmental. I come to see she's taking the food up to my abuela's building, and then she knocked on the lady's door and gave it to her.
Yep.
She was actually waiting online for a viejita that she knows could not come out and get the
and
food.
If nobody came out for this lady, she starved to death.
Yep.
Exactly.
And that's not even her family. She wasn't family. She was just a lady from the building.
Yeah. But you know what?
And
that
she was a Latina lady, so she was like, that helped, okay, let me help my Latinos out. You know what I mean?
Family's not always blood, man. Family's not always blood. You know, I mean, thank God I have my brothers and I, we get along great. We look out for each other. We take care of each other. But you have some families, bro, that don't even want to know about you. Just because, fine, yeah, you messed up. You probably on crack. You stole everything in the house, besides the kitchen sink and stuff. But that doesn't mean you have to give up on this person. If I got to fucking give you, excuse my language, sorry. If I got to give you a correazo, bro, I'm going to give you a correazo. Hopefully that'll jar you. I'm going to take you. If I have to, oh, no, he's got to want to get help. No, bro. I'm taking you by the throat and you're going to get help. Punto. Because you know what? I'm going to help you. And if you don't help yourself, I'm going to have to disown you. I gave you all the opportunity. I know the sickness and stuff. Stick it out. I'm going to be there for you. I'll walk you through it. I hold your hand if I have to. But when you come out and you say, nah, I don't want this anymore, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Because you know what? I tried to help you. I can leave with a clearer conscience. But I'm gonna do everything I can to help. But if you don't want the help, I'll still try on the side. But that what you said, I've seen that. There's European where I live, a lot of Albanians. And they have this they bring trucks, food, set up the tables along Lightic Avenue and stuff, and giving out food and stuff. And I've seen people that are dressed up good, waiting in line because they're giving it to the people who are sheltered. They can't come out.
They can't come outside.
Yeah, and they're bringing them food. And a lot of them in my building, they have these what's it called, the Meals on Wheels. Meals
on Wheels, yep.
They knock on the door and they'll leave the bag of food on the door handle.
Yep.
And they walk away. Somebody gets it on my floor, they get it. And
we used to get that. And I told the lady we don't need it because my grandmother, I feed her. I buy her food and all this other stuff. And then she was like, well, it's free. So I was like, you know what? All right, I'll take it then since you're so. And then she asked me, wait a minute, why are you taking it? I said, because I see these drug addicts that are outside, and I seen this homeless guy that sleeps behind the parking lot. So I was like, I'll give it to them.
There you go.
If you don't want to give it to them because you can't, you got to give it to the people in the house.
Right.
You give it to me, right? Now it's not your property. Now I'll go and I'll give it to them.
There you go.
And we used to always do that. Yeah. And then the homeless guy started watching my car because, the parking lot is behind.
See?
And I told him one time he was sleeping right next to my car. And I was like, what happened? He said, there was people around, looking at cars. So I wanted to make sure.
There you go. Yeah.
I was like,
and it's funny.
I was like, I'm good. I got insurance.
When we were young, we had the neighborhood drunk.
Yeah.
But everybody respected him.
Oh yeah.
Because if you got out of line, he told your mother.
Yep.
And when you got home, you got whooped. I remember one time we had this guy named, we used to call him, I never knew his name, but we used to call him Picharraca.
Damn.
Bro, I don't know. We would go, Picharraca. He would go like that. And he would get fed. One time, I came home from somewhere and he was in the sala eating. He had a suit on. He was clean. His beard was trimmed and everything. And I said, Ma, who's that? He goes, you don't know who that is? He goes, no. He goes, that's Picharraca. I said, get out of here. Right? It was him. Shit. Every week, he would go to somebody's house and he would get cleaned up. And they would feed him. And we would feed him and everything. And then because he hated beans. He liked the taste of the sauce on the rice. Yeah. And he would take the beans and shoot them. He goes, these are roaches. I don't like these roaches. Shoot the beans. And you would see beans all over the floor. He said, yep, Picharraca was here. One day, he was sleeping in the park. Some jerks from somewhere else, bro, they beat him to death, man.
Oh, man.
They found him beat to death. He didn't bother nobody. Never bothered anybody. He would walk kids across the street. When their mothers would send them to the bodega, it was across the street. He would walk them there, wait for the car, and walk them back to the other side. That's how nice guy. He wasn't a loudmouth or nothing. He would sleep on the benches sometimes. We would be at there 2 o'clock in the morning, and he just talking and having fun with everybody else. He didn't stink because he had somewhere to live. But he just preferred to live in the street. That was his thing, you know. And then they when I was older, I would think I was about 15 or 16. There was detectives walking around the neighborhood. They said, "Do you know this person?" I said, "Yo, that's Picharraca." He goes, "What happened to him?" He goes, "Yeah, somebody beat him to death in the park." I said, wow, man, that hurt the whole neighborhood, man. It hurt the whole neighborhood. There was like 3 buildings where it was 825, 845, and 55. We all knew who he was, and you know, and it's sad that it didn't bother anybody. They found him in Central Park. He would go to Central Park sometimes to sleep it off because nobody would go there to bother him and stuff. And somebody was coming through, I guess they were crossing the park from the east side or from wherever, and decided that this guy doesn't mean anything. He doesn't count for anything. That nobody will miss him. He was missed. He's up there shooting beans up there in heaven, I guess.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Like the feel from the 80s and 90s that we don't have today.
We don't.
Is the Latinos, how they used to sit down in the corner playing dominoes.
Yeah.
And don't do to the store. Here, give me a Budweiser.
Yep.
Give me the 8 ounce. I don't want that 16 one right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
you're right.
you used to go. They used to not card you.
No, hell
like,
no.
oh look, Funano that father he's playing domino. He said to give him a Budweiser.
Yeah.
Take it to him.
I would go buy my mother's cigarettes.
Yeah.
I never knew what she smoked or anything. Go, mira, vete a la bodega, búscame un paquete de cigarrillo. Digo, mira, me mandó mi mamá Loida. Okay, toma, mira, pop, 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 pop. And walked away. You know, but now it's you know what? There's no more sense of community.
Nope.
The community's out of the community.
That
if
corner
we do
store
have
used
some,
to know
it's not
who
the
you
same,
were.
and we don't. I don't see it.
I remember the little black books they used to take out. Oh, okay. Tell your mom she's up to $5 now.
Oh,
you know what
los
I mean?
boliteros.
Yeah. Because the neighborhoods, especially Latino neighborhoods, all the Latino stores made sure that the Latinos had something.
Right.
Know?
Oh, also, yeah. Oh, when you go in to put in the book the Cogido Fiao.
Yeah, the Fiao.
Yes.
Your mom used to give you the paper, and then you slide it like it was a top secret.
Yep.
Be like, hey, toma.
You're right about that. Yes,
oh, okay.
Yes.
Go get her a milk. Your mom wants a milk, and dale 2 pesos de queso ahí.
Yeah.
You know, everything was on that list, you know.
That's right. You got, mira, dame esto, ya está.
She said she's gonna pay you on the 15. Okay.
Yep. and you my mother would send the money. Mira,
Yep.
dale esto en la bodega. Because you're not buying nothing. Dale esto a la bodega and shut up.
I know, right? Mind your business. Just give it
That's
to
what
them.
I did. And then when we were kids, we had this guy. We would call him Don Piano. I never knew his name. And he would come by and before the summer, because we used to be fresh air fun kids. We go to summer camp. He'll get the lista, calzoncillos, shorts, stuff this, T-shirts and everything, and new sneakers for when we go to camp. My mother, you know, he'll come by every week, 2 pesos, 3 pesos to pay it off. And then, like in mid-July, he'll come by again for the winter clothes.
Mm.
The long jeans and the shirts, the sweaters, the coats if you needed it and stuff like that. And that's how that's how he made his money. He would go around with everybody, and we used to love it when he would come by. Oh, mira, dile a tu mamá que mañana vengo con la cosa que me llegó la mercancía. I said, Ma, the Don Piano said he's coming tomorrow with the stuff, con las cosas. I go, oh, okay. So we would rush home from school. Wait, we got my new sneakers, we got new socks, and bro, it was fun back then.
Yeah, I remember they used to come like to the house, bring the Tupperwares and stuff like that.
Oh yes, the parties.
Yeah.
The Tupperware parties. Yeah, I remember
And
those. I remember those.
They was like, dale esto, dale 5 pesos a ella. That she's
Yeah.
knocking on the door.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what for? And then she'll take out her little book. Okay, tell her she owe me $20 more. Like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. You're
Nowadays
right.
they be like, nah, you don't got the money. Don't even ask me for it.
Yeah. And then with the mailman, we had this one mailman, a black guy. He had, you would think he was Lou Rawls, and he had the voice like that and everything. And whenever my mother would get a check or anybody in the building would get a check, he wouldn't put it in the mailbox.
Mm.
He'd go to the individual houses after he finished putting his mail in the mailbox, the regular mail. He'll come up, knock on the door, and he'll give you the mail. And if my mother sometimes gave him $1, sometimes she didn't have any. She goes, I got you the next time. He goes, no, don't worry about that. The next time my mother will give him $2. He will leave the building with about $10 every day. This was in the 70s. So he had money, but You looked out for us. We looked out for you. Because a lot of times you can break those mailboxes, and everybody knew when the check was coming.
Oh yeah.
You know, and we would my mother would cash the check sometimes in the bodega. Not even have to go to the cashier. Sometimes you go to the bodega and do a little compra. And whatever's left, you give her the cash, and my mother signed the check over to him, and he'll deposit it. That's how it was back then, man. We didn't have much, but we made do what we had, man. Yep. My mother would send us sometimes. We didn't have meat. She goes, un saco de arroz, a dozen eggs, white rice with eggs, fried eggs. We ate. And my mother always, it's funny, always for like a snack, like a dessert, she would come out with a cookie, a little cake, or whatever, and we'd be like, Those are the days, man. I wish I could take my kids back then to see how it was, because we didn't have many things to play with, no electronics, none of that stuff, and we made and we did it. We lived good.
It's always
poor
like
but
that.
Good. You know.
And
so,
then the factor that the one thing that they don't have is morals.
Exactly.
You know? And we had play outside. We was inside. We had respect. Cardboard. The cardboard was played as a slide, as a house, as a drawing board. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we used multiple things for that.
Whatever we had at our disposal, and I used to love it when I grew up in the projects. When we get the new refrigerators, the big refrigerator boxes.
Yep.
That was our clubhouse. Everybody will chip in. We have a penny, 10 cents, 20 cents, and we all buy candy and chips and some soda and everything, and we get in the clubhouse and just chill. Then if it rained that night, then there's no more clubhouse the next day.
Yeah.
Because you get water down.
But it was fun.
But those were the days, man. And it's funny, when I was growing up, I would say, why couldn't I be born to a better situation where we had more and everything? But I look back at it now, bro, I would not have had it any other way. We grew up and there was family. You know, you grow up, I find, I've seen the way other people are raised and stuff, and this, I don't see a lot of the respect.
Nope.
People have lost respect. Maybe it's because of laws has changed, something in the milk, something in the water, I don't know, but something happened, and it's sad because you can see them now. People don't have respect anymore. I remember if you wouldn't even dare curse near an adult back then.
Nope.
Because by the time you got home, you didn't know that person was there, but when you got home, you got whooped. Because Miss Berta or la señora, la doña Irma or lo que sea heard you curse. And that's a reflection on me.
The adults don't curse in front of the kids, and the kids don't curse in front of the adults.
Exactly. Now they smack them up. Oh my God. I hear things, especially when I was on the subway, I hear things that is like, these are the people who are going to be taking care of us when we get old. And it's sad. But you know what? This is society. We just do the best we can with what we got and pray for the best.
Yep.
So on that note, I think is our time.
Yep.
And until next week, my people, it's going to be hot this week. I know it's hotter everywhere else, but we got a heat wave going on. Stay cool. Check on the elderly. Stay hydrated. Till the next time. Love you. Johnny Boricua Prince Dones. For Latino Rudio.
Creado los hombres en la faz de la tierra. Por amor hay quien haya querido regalarle una estrella. Por amor fue una vez al Calvario con una cruz a cuello.